Hi, everyone. It's me, Dr. Stacy Betancourt, with another edition of Making Sense with Dr. Stacy. Now, last week I talked about gratitude and being grateful and what that means. And so this week I'm going to talk about boundaries. And that might seem like an odd topic to back up something like gratitude, but hear me out. And my feelings on this is that in order for you to be grateful, to feel grateful, sometimes you have to be willing to set up boundaries. And that's mainly to protect yourself, especially at this time of year. I mean, there's so many things going on. We're in fourth quarter. We are nearing the last month of the year. Businesses are making final pushes, holiday expectations, all of these things that are going on, and you're in the middle being pulled and pushed, and all these things that are coming at you. And the thing is that the more things come at you, the less of a patience threshold you have. And sometimes it feels like your temper starts to run high as the patient levels come down, and that's to be expected. And it's creating an inner directional frustration. And that's a term I'm really putting out there. An inner directional frustration. Well, what is that? It's where you're trying really hard not to say anything, and you're trying really hard not to let things bother you. And before you know it, these things are bothering you. So the thing is what do you do? Who needs my attention? What do they want? What can I emotionally afford to let go of? Who can I emotionally afford to let down? Because the thing is sooner or later, these things are going to collide and overlap, and you're going to be letting somebody down. And talk about a loss of gratitude at that point, because it seems that when people are at their worst, the last thing they're going to be doing is feeling grateful or showing gratitude to others. So by setting those boundaries, you're actually protecting what you are grateful for. So this is why these two go so close together. So here's what happens. All of this becomes too much. You begin to shut down. No matter what you do or what you say to somebody, someone is going to be slighted. And you really can't control that. And that's hard for some people because there are those who really want to make everybody happy. Well, the problem with that is when you try to make everybody happy, you make yourself miserable. So setting up those boundaries, how do you do this? Honesty. You have to be clear, and in a kind manner. You can always be kind. You let the people know, you know what? My planner's full. I truly feel that it's important to let others know, you know what? I'm not turning you down personally. I just can't take any more right now. Unfortunately, the planner's full. Even if you've scheduled time for yourself, and yes, I've talked about this before, it's important to schedule time for yourself. Don't cancel it. There's kind of a funny movie that comes out at this time of year where the character says they cannot cancel the dinner reservations they have with themselves. Yes, I agree with that. Because sometimes if we don't give ourselves the downtime, which is set up through boundaries, we really just talk about a loss of gratitude at that point. So it's important that you keep your plans to yourself as well as plans to others. In the workplace, if you are doing someone else's job, tasks that belong to somebody else to make them feel better while you're overworking yourself, it's not okay. That is not a healthy boundary. If you have people that are needing you to take care of their kids so that they can go shopping and go out and have dinner, that's great once in a while. But the thing is that if you continue to allow that, then they're not respecting your boundaries of your need to go shopping or go have dinner or go do the things you want to do. So don't be afraid to have those discussions. Are they difficult at first? If you're a yes person, meaning that you can never say no to anybody, then yes, those are going to be hard at first, but you're worth it. And you need to set up those boundaries. So remember, if you don't take care of yourself first, you really can't be good for others. And boundaries allow you to be your best self. So don't be afraid to establish those boundaries, okay? And then next week, what I'm going to do is talk a little bit about what those boundaries look like, how do you establish them, and what works for you, okay? So that's kind of the plan. So if you're interested in this, be sure to come back next week as well. If you have any questions or anything you'd like to have answered, drop them in the contacts down below, the comments. I will always listen, respond. Whatever you need, let me know, okay? In the meantime, I wish you all a great week. Remember to be kind to others because we don't know what they're going through. That does not conflict with setting your boundaries. Being kind has nothing to do with boundaries, okay? So be kind to yourself, be kind to others, because we don't know what they're going through. And as always, I will see you next week. This is Dr. Stacy Betancourt coming to you with another edition of Making Sense with Dr. Stacy. Take care.